We're here to play rock and roll music.
I'm Evan Sawdy here for PopMatters.com. I'm sitting down with Tim Kasher of The Good Life and Cursive, and he's here on his solo tour.
I've been touring for so many years that I know that upon getting off this tour, I'm going to feel really anxious and probably annoyed. Over the years, I've been working on writing dramatically, but yet with trying to be acerbic as well. There's a lot of lines in the album and in these songs that are serious, but they're funny though too. And so that's interesting is that night after night, there's some of the more difficult or stranger lines, such as that. Sometimes, people feel the crowd feels comfortable to laugh together, and other nights nobody knows what to say.
You and I, sir, will be having words of love.
My preference is for people to laugh, and it's not that I'm writing, Weird Al comedic music, yeah. But I do think it's stuff that should be laughed at. Mm-hmm. As in we should laugh at ourselves, I guess. And so I do, I think that if they can't laugh at it a little bit, then that makes me feel like they're just too uncomfortable or too disinterested. I can run into a little animosity, and from people who I really appreciate, people who really are astute listeners. If it's not all self-referential, if it's not autobiographical, then they feel like they're being lied to or they're being cheated somehow, and that it needs to be everything has to be hard on the sleeve. And I wish that we could all understand, as in all writers and all observers of writing, that is what fiction is. I mean, that's right. For us who are interested in this type of writing, that's what it is. It is fiction, but it is autobiographical, and you have to just let it go, and you don't get to know what's real and what's not. But don't worry, because I'm not lying to anyone.
But people will associate their own things with it.
Yeah, and
right.
which I would like them to. But not to be. It's not
associated with you.
Fiction isn't being. Fiction isn't misleading. It's not. It's like it's fiction. It's actually called fiction.
Yeah. Well, and of course that also brings us back to the fact that you'll actually be back here, not at the Vic necessarily, but at the end of the year, because you're actually doing Domestica again for the first time in 10 years. And I mean, it's one of the ones I know you've talked about. I mean, it's kind of an exciting time for you as well. But how has your relationship with that album changed?
I need to go home and listen to it. I don't listen to. I tell myself, especially when I'm working on a new album, I tell myself to go back and listen to what you've been doing just to kind of get a feel for it. I can't. I just honestly can't. I find it really dull. I just find it boring. I have a hard time being nostalgic on that level. It is interesting I'll sit down and listen to Domestica this weekend, and I'll notice so many differences. Because I've been playing it for 10 years, and I know I play it so differently than, so that'll be interesting.
Looking back on your career, two things. One, what has been your biggest regret? And then conversely, what do you feel is your proudest accomplishment?
It's something that I'm just going to have to live with for the rest of my life, and it's something that, if anything, I'd say many band members that in my, in this stint, probably very much regret, or wish would be different, is just I have a pretty self-destructive approach to work, to anything I do. And I always just take these really obnoxious left turns with music because I just am fickle and want to do other things, and that just makes it. But the thing is I'm never going to change that, maybe I'll put it this way: it's like I could have written 3 more RV organs, and maybe I'd have like a really nice house somewhere. But I just never want to do that, and it's weird that people want that too.
Yeah,
I think it's so strange. When Cursive, in the middle of the decade, opened up the string of dates opening for The Cure, that was just kind of crazy. That was a really unreal to look off to the side stage and see Robert Smith watching me, and he's just like, I grew up. It's somebody I very much grew up with.
Yeah.
And then to somehow be some kind of affiliation with it was really cool. I'm glad that happened.
It's fantastic. Well, thank you. It's Tim Kasher, the Game of Monogamy, and thanks for watching.
like no good.